The story opens within the towering crystalline halls of the Galactic Concord, an ancient council formed to ensure peace among the galaxy's dominant species. The chamber is filled with hundreds of delegates from across the stars, each cloaked in their world's traditions, speaking in a symphony of languages made comprehensible only through advanced universal translators. This is the last scheduled assembly before major interstellar economic and territorial decisions are ratified, decisions that could shape the next 1,000 cycles of galactic rule. Humanity, once a newcomer to this grand stage, has become one of its most active participants. Since first contact, Earth worked tirelessly to prove itself, sharing technology, aiding collapsing ecologies, defending weaker civilizations, and acting as impartial peacekeepers during regional conflicts. Despite these efforts, humans were never truly accepted. Many elder races, particularly the expansionist Zarn Syndicate and the manipulative Trelv Dominion, saw humans as naive meddlers, barely evolved from their primitive origins. Now, at Dune, this pivotal moment, Ambassador Raleen Kaith, a veteran diplomat from Earth, takes the floor. Her presence is dignified, her voice unwavering. She speaks of restraint, fairness, and respect for emerging species. She proposes sanctions against unlawful colonization, greater autonomy for client worlds, and reforms to halt exploitative treaties that benefit only the powerful. Her words are measured, but urgent. The response is immediate and scornful. Laughter breaks from the Zarn delegates, their mandibles clicking in mockery. The Trelv representative accuses Earth of hypocrisy, citing past military interventions as veiled imperialism. One member even openly calls humanity a species of orphans playing at adulthood. Others nod in agreement, smirking with thinly veiled disdain. Kaith pauses. She looks to her fellow human delegates, scholars, envoys, engineers. Without a word, they all rise in unison. The silence is deafening. She steps down from the podium, leaves her speech behind, and walks out. No protest, no rebuttal, no final plea, just silence. The entire chamber freezes. A few aliens laugh nervously, expecting theatrics, but humanity does. Not return. No signals. No explanations. Just a complete and total exit from the conquered floor, something no species has ever done in its history. At first, the council is confused, then uncomfortable. Whispers rise. Some call it a bluff, others a tantrum. But the longer the silence stretches, the heavier it grows. Humanity, the tireless peace seeker, has always believed in conversation. Their diplomats were known for spending weeks mediating small disputes. For them to leave without a single retort, that's not anger, that's finality. A handful of younger species begin to panic. After all, much of their infrastructure, medicine, and even food logistics rely on human-designed systems. The Zarn and Trelv attempt to maintain control of the room, claiming humans have no teeth, just words. But unease spreads, because in that quiet moment, when Earth's delegation walked away without a single insult or threat, everyone in the chamber felt it. The conversation was over, and something older, colder, and infinitely more dangerous had taken its place. The humans didn't shout, they didn't threaten, they stood, and the galaxy trembled. In the days following humanity's sudden withdrawal from the Galactic Concord, confusion reigns. Council members expect some form of follow-up, perhaps a diplomatic message, a formal protest, or even a private communique behind closed channels. But nothing comes. Earth goes silent. No ambassadorial return, no media response, no movement on diplomatic forums. At first, the Concord brushes it off. The Trelv Dominion calls it a grand display from a melodramatic species. The Zarn mock them on public networks, comparing humanity's departure to a child storming off after losing a game. Some media outlets in the Galactic Core run comedic reenactments of Ambassador Kaith's walkout, turning a moment of unprecedented gravity into viral entertainment. But while the galaxy is laughing, humanity is vanishing. Within 72 hours, all human diplomats, advisors, scientists, and trade envoys across the known systems begin pulling out. Hospitals that relied on Terran medtech report abrupt shutdowns. Trade stations operated by joint crews see their human personnel pack up and leave with only a standard message. Services withdrawn, no further engagement. Human-built relays, quantum communicators, and security systems begin deactivating or locking out non-Terran users. Even civilian AI systems, many of which were gifted freely by Earth over decades, cease responding. The effect is immediate and jarring. Planets that once flourished with Terran aid now face infrastructure collapse. Medical systems falter. Trade. Networks falter. Tensions spike in vulnerable sectors. And through it all, Earth offers no explanation. The silence deepens. The Tassar enclaves, one of the more technologically advanced but diplomatically neutral species, dispatch a formal emissary to Earth requesting clarification. The ship receives no landing clearance. Its transmissions go unanswered. It waits in orbit for a week before returning, its crew visibly shaken by what little they observed. Fortified orbital stations, satellite constellations pulsing with unknown signatures, and a planetary silence more suffocating than any act of war. Meanwhile, the Virilan Harmonium, a peaceful federation that once maintained strong academic ties with Earth, attempts to mediate. They send offers of discussion, even apologies. Again, nothing. But rumors begin to circulate. On fringe systems bordering human space, pirate fleets and minor raider factions that once preyed on weaker colonies have started disappearing. Not in open battle, just gone. No wreckage, no distress calls, no survivors. Entire ships vanish without warning. Some speculate human retaliation, others claim its internal collapse. But among intelligence networks, one thing becomes clear. Humanity hasn't stopped watching, they've just stopped speaking. A single leak changes everything. A corrupted transmission from a downed Zarn scout vessel is recovered. In it is a human voice, calm, unemotional. You taught us that words are weak, so we learned stronger things. The recording ends with an eerie stillness followed by static. Panic sets in. Some races demand rearmament. Others want immediate reconciliation. The conquered splinters into factions. Those who mocked humanity, those who feared them, and those who now realize just how much of the galaxy's stability rested quietly on Earth's presence. For years, humanity had been the bridge, the peacemaker, the quiet power beneath the surface. Now they are simply absent. And in that void, the galaxy begins to feel the cold consequences of its own arrogance. As humanity's silence stretches into weeks, the galactic concord shifts from confusion to dread. The initial belief that Earth's withdrawal was a political gesture crumbles as evidence of something far more deliberate begins to surface. Every intelligence agency from the central core to the distant spiral arms suddenly focuses on a single priority: monitor human space. But what they see makes no sense. Massive activity begins across Sol-aligned territories, but it doesn't follow known military patterns. Instead of mobilizing traditional fleets or deploying standard planetary defenses, humanity seems to be transforming entire regions of space. Drone fleets ferry trillions of tons of material into asteroid belts. Orbital stations triple in size within days. Moons once considered dead are now sealed under blackened alloys, humming with undisclosed energy signatures. Shipyards once open for galactic commerce are shuttered. From behind these security screens, new vessels emerge, none of them matching existing models. They're sleek black, jagged in silhouette, and strangely silent. No registry beacons, no communication pings, just ships slipping into the void like shadows given form. This is not rearmament. This is something else. The Virilan Harmonium's top analyst offers a chilling hypothesis. They're not building weapons. They're reshaping reality around their own strategy. Fear mounts. The galactic concord, still fragmented from internal debates over how to respond, forms a task force to investigate. A stealth reconnaissance probe is dispatched to Sol under heavy cloaking. It vanishes before it reaches Mars. No warning, no debris. The Trelv Dominion sends another probe. This time equipped with encrypted quantum relays. It returns a single burst transmission before self-terminating. The message is indecipherable except for 3 words translated from Terran Standard. Eyes are open. What does that mean? No one knows. Worse still, fringe systems report incidents that can't be dismissed as coincidence. A Zarn Black Ops fleet tasked with testing humanity's outer defenses goes dark in the Selkar Drift. 23 ships vanished without a trace. No wreckage, no energy signature, no distress beacon, but survivors from a minor pirate skirmish tell a different story. Their raid on a Viralan station was interrupted by a craft they couldn't identify. It wasn't large, but it disabled every ship in under 60 seconds without firing a shot. Gravity ceased functioning. Electrical systems reversed polarity. Then, silence. When asked to describe the ship, the pirate captain simply says, "It didn't look like a weapon. It looked like a warning." Now speculation becomes panic. What is Earth building? How much of their advancement had been hidden behind that open-handed diplomacy? Were they always this advanced, or did they evolve in silence while everyone else mistook kindness for weakness? Some species propose reinitiating contact, but even that is fraught with risk. The question isn't just how to speak to Earth again, it's whether humanity will even acknowledge them. The withdrawal, it seems, was not emotional. It was calculated. No threats, no demands, just silence and steady, methodical preparation. The galaxy begins to realize the truth. Humanity isn't bracing for war. They're preparing for something far more precise, more permanent, because when Earth stopped talking, they started building. And the galaxy was never meant to see what humanity builds when they're done asking for permission. While the Galactic conquered debates, Earth moves, but never in the open. There are no declarations of war, no grand fleets crossing the stars, no ultimatums or broadcasts. Instead, there are only incidents, quiet, surgical, untraceable, the kind of events that shouldn't be possible, especially under the watch of the galaxy's most advanced sensor arrays. It begins with the Trembled Dominion, one of their extraction worlds, home to a brutal labor operation disguised as economic development, suffers a catastrophic systems failure. Every orbital platform crashes simultaneously. Automated defenses lock out Dominion reinforcements. Then the planetary shields collapse from within, leaving behind only a single intact structure. A Terran medical outpost, abandoned decades ago, reactivated without explanation. Within hours, 12 military personnel arrive to investigate. They find no survivors among the elite garrison, no signs of external weapons fire, only a single message carved into a steel bulkhead in perfectly translated Dominion script. You knew what this was. The Conquered Council scrambles to deny the event's significance. They blame internal sabotage, rogue AI extremist factions. But similar events begin to unfold across other regions, always in silence. A Zarn bioweapons lab vanishes from orbit, its crew later found drifting in escape pods, unharmed but psychologically broken. Each survivor repeats the same phrase. They walked through our walls. A Vraxian black site used for experimentation on non-sapient species is found empty. Doors left open, files missing, entire databases replaced with Terran encryption, and a simple message. We were watching, now we act. But the most chilling operation occurs on Taraxis Prime, a wealthy trade world known for its opulent disregard for ethics. There, a known slaver ring tied to several council species hosts a secret auction. The guests are powerful, protected. The security is impenetrable, and yet it happens. Every single attendee vanishes overnight. No blood, no breach alarms, no wreckage, just empty suits, abandoned jewels, untouched weapons. The only anomaly, a human lullaby playing faintly from every communication node across the planet. The galaxy begins to panic, not because of how Earth is moving, but because no one knows how they're doing it. Their ships are never seen. Their soldiers, if they exist, are never caught. And their technology defies known logic. Gravity fields that turn inward, interference that warps even quantum entanglement. Systems that rewrite themselves mid-use. It's not war. It's correction. The message is increasingly clear. Humanity is dismantling its enemies not with brute force, but with surgical precision. Not empire building, but erasure. They are choosing their targets with care. Abusers, slavers, exploiters, those who laughed the loudest when Earth spoke softly. The conquered finds itself paralyzed. Admitting this silent campaign exists would mean admitting Earth was right. Acting against it risks being next. So the Council does what the galaxy has always done when terrified of what it cannot control. It whispers. It hides. And it hopes Earth hasn't looked in its direction yet. Because when the shadows move now, it's no longer pirates, rebels, or rival factions. It's something colder, quieter, a force that speaks in vanished fleets and broken systems. The humans are moving, and they're not asking for permission anymore. As the shadow of humanity's quiet rise looms over the galaxy, the galactic concord is splintering. The once unified council of species now stands divided. The cautious factions, terrified of humanity's unseen hand, urge immediate retaliation. Others, in fear of further alienating the Terran species, seek diplomacy, though they're now aware that Earth's presence is no longer one they can control. Behind closed doors, the richest, most influential systems make desperate pleas for negotiations with Earth. They're willing to give up entire sectors of space. They promise to amend every treaty they've ever broken, to reverse exploitative trade agreements and illegal resource extractions. Yet their efforts are in vain. Every attempt at communication goes unanswered. Earth has vanished into the depths of silence, and the galaxy is left scrambling to guess their next move. But then, a tremor shakes the collective fear across the galaxy. A final broadcast, a message no one expected to hear. It's not from the human leadership, nor a message sent in the name of diplomacy or vengeance. It's a message from the void, an uncharted region of space known only for its black holes and gravity wells, a place that humanity had mysteriously begun studying for years. This area was once avoided by most civilizations. Its mysteries too dangerous, its phenomena too unpredictable. The message is simple, yet it reverberates through every communication relay that still functions across the galaxy. It doesn't come from a ship, nor does it even sound like it originates from any known technology. It's an anomaly, an artificial broadcast from the void itself. You called us insignificant. You thought we couldn't see. We are not a weapon. We are not a force. We are the answer. And we have found your weaknesses. The words are eerie in their delivery, but it's the message that strikes fear into the hearts of every species who hears it. There's a collective realization. Humanity has been watching them the entire time, waiting, observing, learning, and now they've found something. Something hidden in the very fabric of the galaxy that until now no one had understood. The void was always considered a place of death, a place where even light couldn't escape. But humanity had seen beyond its dark facade. What the galaxy had once feared was now their greatest mistake. The humans had unlocked the secret of the void, a secret that could destroy the galaxy's existing power structure with a single, quiet thought. In the midst of galactic unrest, Earth's silence has been replaced with this chilling declaration. The so-called insignificant species had not only survived in the galaxy's harshest environments, but they had conquered what even the greatest minds had believed to be untamable. The galaxy's leaders begin to feel the weight of their hubris. Earth's absence was not out of arrogance or a simple power play, it was a calculated withdrawal. Humanity had never needed to confront their enemies openly. They had been learning from them, watching their every flaw, their every mistake. And now, humanity holds the knowledge that can undo everything. The galaxy, trembling in the quiet aftermath of the broadcast, realizes the terrifying truth. Earth isn't just preparing for something, they've already won. The next move belongs to humanity, and it will not be a battle. It will be the silent pull of the void. As the galaxy reels from the final ominous message sent from Earth, the once invincible galactic concord teeters on the brink of collapse. The broadcast from the void, it's chilling. words still echoing in the minds of the galaxy's leaders, reveals a truth too terrifying to ignore. Humanity is not merely surviving. They have mastered the cosmos in ways no one anticipated. The galaxy's most powerful factions, once united in their arrogant assumption that humanity was a peaceful species, now face the reality that Earth's silence has been a careful, deliberate preparation. They realized too late that humanity's withdrawal was not an admission of weakness. It was an assertion of power. In the quiet of their own troubled systems, the leaders of the Galactic Concord convene for an emergency summit. The topic is unavoidable. How do they face the humans now? But as they meet, they are confronted with an unsettling question. Do the humans even want to face them? The silence remains. No communication, no threats, no promises of peace or war. Earth's ships still remain absent. No Terran emissary is sent to negotiate terms. Only the vast, empty space where humanity once thrived, waiting. As the political leaders bicker, an unsettling report comes in from the outer sectors. It's not a new threat. It's the sudden, inexplicable disappearance of entire star systems. Planets that once had thriving populations are now simply gone. No ships, no debris, no signs of a battle or catastrophe. Just empty space. The first to disappear was Sol Epsilon, a relatively peaceful system with minor trading activity. It's barely noticed at first. Then, a mining colony in the Narration expanse vanishes. Next, a neutral diplomatic outpost in the Raven Delta sector, again without any explanation. The galaxy begins to panic. The words that Earth sent from the void now seem less like a warning and more like an invitation to the inevitable. What is happening to these star systems? Why are they gone? One final transmission reaches the Concord, but it is not from Earth. It is from a ship, an ancient craft, long thought lost. The Carmelian Void Ship, once humanity's first attempt to map the void, is transmitting a cryptic signal, but what it sends is horrifying. A single image, a view of the void, now a pulsating mass of energy, drawing in light and space itself. Behind the void, a figure stands. It's human, but barely recognizable, wearing an unearthly suit, illuminated by the strange energy. The signal flickers before it fades entirely, leaving only static. But the meaning is clear. Humanity is not simply watching anymore. They are taking the very stars themselves into their grasp. With the disappearance of star systems, the galaxy understands at last. Earth's true weapon was never a fleet, never an army, nor a weapon of mass destruction. It was the power to erase, to remove, to undo. Humanity's silence was the final verdict. The galaxy is left in a state of stunned paralysis. It knows now that humanity is not out of its league. Humanity was always the endgame. And as the final remnants of the Concord's leadership watch in horror, one truth settles across the galaxy. Earth never needed to fight. They simply needed the silence of the end.